How's it going, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Let's talk about the Swordmaster. Go over some build ideas for him. The class, like I said in a previous video, I feel a lot of people kind of underrate it. But I think the Swordmaster, and some people even compared the Swordmaster to like the Ranger, saying like they're kind of a jack of all trades. But I feel like the Swordmaster offers a lot more to the table than the Ranger does. The Ranger is so limited on what it's got like really good stuff from a few classes, but then it just doesn't have nothing really synergizes, where stuff on the Swordmaster definitely synergizes. So let's talk about it. Well, you know, I go with the Katana because it just it just fits, like you think of a Swordmaster, and the Katana is the only option, so I mean you got to go with the Katana. But I guess the choice is, how do you use the Katana? What Katana do you use? Well, that's going to depend how far you are in the game, obviously. There's some really good ones later on. I just have one that does silence, so it's not, it's good. It's good. Could be worse, But, I really like the dances, and there are quite a few that you can get. These aren't all of them. You can get more. I really like the fact that you can buff with a Swordmaster, you can debuff with a Swordmaster, and you can heal with a Swordmaster. So that brings a lot of utility to the battle. Yeah, they're squishy. Yeah, they're probably not going to be a total frontline unit. And I would have these guys be more of a midline. If anything, they would sit back and protect the casters, protect the healers, protect the squishy boys. They'd be the ones that would try to, they would buff and then debuff, and then if stuff comes around, they kind of try to engage it. They're not going to necessarily be on the front lines taking all the big hits, so at least in my experience. I mean, I guess you could build one that way maybe. You're going to need a lot of stat charms and stuff, I feel, but they have access to skills like Mighty Strike, Preempt, Mind's Eye, and Falling Blade, which you get these ones a little bit later. Now, Preempt is really good because when they get hit, if this procs, they'll hit before they get hit. And then on top of it, they'll counterattack. So Preempt's a really solid skill due to the fact that you basically get 2 counterattacks if an enemy tries to melee you. You hit them first, which, depending on their health pool, you could just kill them outright, and now you don't even have to worry about even taking a hit, which makes it super cool. And then you do your standard counterattack. But like I said, this is an auto skill, so you gotta hope it's on the go, because if it's not, well, it won't work. Then Mighty Strike, obviously another auto skill, very good, 25% extra damage. And then the evasion skill, this can be useful, especially when, stuff surrounding you. If this unit does happen to get on the front lines, this can help with that. I really enjoy man, I can't even say this. I don't know what Falling Blade. I don't know what I was on right there, man. I just like spaced out hard. But Falling Blade's really good too with the critical and accuracy. So this will guarantee debuffs if you have a condition or a debuff on your weapon. This will guarantee it procs for 40 MP, so that's pretty good. But as you can see, I kind of have some variety here. I could put Preempt on. Preempt's probably what you're going to use a lot early on, because you're not going to have all 3 of these to choose from when you first get access to a Swordmaster. Your dances will be a little different too. I like to mix it up. You could just do all debuffs or all buffs, or but I like to have the variety there, because you never know what the situation's gonna entail. And, we have Holbrim here, who will be your first Swordmaster most likely, unless you fail to recruit him. But, he's set up similarly. He's a little different, because if I have multiples of the same unit, I just try to make them different, because why not? Why build them exactly the same? But I guess that's personal preference for people. But overall, I think the Swordmaster is really good as a midline unit, a mid of the battlefield. He's not in the back line necessarily, although he can be, and he's not in the front line obviously, but he can be as well. Just realize if he's in the front line, he might take a few hits. You could lose a Swordmaster in probably 3 hits, maybe 4, depending on what's hitting you. So you got to be careful if he's on the front line. But I think he brings so much utility. I think he's so useful under certain situations more than not. Obviously, if you have a favorite party and you got to cut a class, I could see why you would cut the Swordmaster. But I definitely don't think they're useless, and I think they are very strong. So hopefully this gives you an idea, especially newer players, kind of what the unit can build like, what they kind of do, just an overall primer. But let me know what you guys think. How do you build the Swordmaster? What do you think of the Swordmaster? Is it worth your time? Let me know down below, guys. I appreciate it. thank you all for watching the video. Feel free to leave a comment. Like I said, I try to read them all. So I will see you guys in the next one. Later. Peace, guys.